Rivers. All right, he's a former All-Pro linebacker, host of the Lights Out podcast, friend of the show, and former teammate of Phillip Rivers, who retired today. Shawne Merriman, what's up, brother?
Shawne.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Great.
We're doing
Always great
great.
to have you on, my man. Now,
Before you answer, Chris
this.
is going to ask you a question.
Rob, let me ask it.
Ask the question.
You get your
I got to
turn.
say something before he answers. Go ahead.
We were just debating, Shawne, whether or not Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. We're going to give you the definitive answer. Whatever you say, that's what the odd couple answer is. Was Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
But, Shawne, before you answer, I just want to make you aware that Phillip Rivers had more kids than playoff wins, okay? So now you got your answer.
So the quick answer is absolutely. And,
thank you. That's it.
You know, that part of it is not even up for debate, right? Because, look, you know, we got the old saying, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You know, before I came on, I heard you guys talk about his numbers. And if you want to go strictly off of numbers, he's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Now, the reason why it's even up for debate, this is why the you know, people even fighting this, right? Because you got the cream of the crop of Tom Brady, who's won so many rings, right? That now we start to base it off just that. Oh, he doesn't have, and I'm like, hold on. You're talking about he's top 5 in 2 or 3 major categories. You know how hard that is to do in the National Football League over, you know, a 17-year career, 15 while he was a starter, never even missed one single game. And of course, I'm going to be a little biased because I played with him, but I also,
a little bit.
No,
I mean,
no,
come
no,
on, Shawne.
Okay, so let me put it this way. Like, you know, I'm sitting there. I remember in the 2007 championship game against the Patriots, you talking about somebody who had his ACL scope just to play in it, and we almost, you know, we came close to pulling that thing off. And so you see somebody's body of work, right? And if you throw one ring, I'm talking about just one ring in there, then everybody will be on the same page and say Phillip Rivers is a shoe. Everybody. You won't have not one single person, if he had one ring, to deny that.
Here's my pushback to you. There are 5 quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame who don't have a Super Bowl win, okay? But they all made first-team All-Pro. Dan Fouts, Warren Moon, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Fran Tarkenton. Rivers never made first or second All-Pro in his career. That is not a Hall of Famer, and I don't care who else was around. That's how you distinguish yourself as one of the great quarterbacks, is that there's a year or two, one AFC championship game in 17 years, 15 years as a starter. Those are not Hall of Fame numbers. To me, Shawne, whenever you have to debate somebody about a player's ability to be in the Hall of Fame, you're not a Hall of Famer. If I say to you Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to put up a fight. If I say Dan Marino, you're not going to argue.
Because Aaron Rodgers has rings.
No, even without that. If I said Warren Moon, I think you would appreciate that Warren Moon was a better player.
Rob, there's a debate about Eli Manning.
No, there
And
isn't.
you think, yeah, there is.
Eli
Rob
Manning is a shoo-in.
He'd never go to Canton again if Eli's in the Hall of
Shawne, is Eli Manning not a Hall of Famer?
In my opinion, no.
Wow. He beat a 19-0 Patriots team. He beat Tom Brady and the Patriots twice.
Yeah, but
are you kidding me?
Rob, we beat a team, of Indianapolis Colts, when they were undefeated, I believe, as well. So I hear what you say.
In the Super Bowl, you beat an undefeated team that averaged 35 points a game, and you beat them, and for them to have a perfect season, that didn't happen.
Rob, this is my pushback to what you said. I'm gonna tell you the real reason why it's a debate with Phillip Rivers. Phil wasn't liked over his career because most people thought that he talked a lot of trash. That's why it's a debate, because people didn't like him. And one thing that I appreciate more than anything over these last, I would say 2 years, we're all finally seeing that the Phillip Rivers that was talking trash is just his competitive side. And majority of people who played with him and played against him respect him now because he's mic'd up. We're seeing these videos, these clips on NFL film, and, you know, the behind-the-scenes stuff, and you're starting to see a guy who was more competitive talking trash than somebody you hate. And I'm telling you, that's the only reason why we're having this debate, because some people didn't like Phillip Rivers. It's a different story now.
Shawne, what did the player, the teammate, the other Chargers think of him? Because, like you said, he never missed the start. He played through a torn ACL. I mean, that had to make everybody believe this dude is, one of the toughest dudes in the league.
Not only that, look, when I used to play against Phillip Rivers when he was at NC State and I was at Maryland, I didn't like him either. I didn't, because I didn't know. We're sitting there watching film, and we watch his film during the week, and I see him after the play, and you can't see what he's saying, but you always see his helmet jerking back and forth. He's pointing. He's super, just being a character. And I said, you know what? When we play these dudes, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him because I didn't like him. Now, when I played with him, I finally understood what everybody, one of his teammates in NC State was saying. They're saying, you're gonna love that dude. You're gonna love him because he's one of the ones that he didn't talk like that just on the field. He talked like that all day. I don't care if we were playing cards or dominoes in the locker room. If we were sitting at the lunch table, about to eat, it didn't matter. Weight room, he'll walk by you while you're on the bench press and say something to you. It was a competitive spirit 24 hours a day with Phil. It never stopped. And that's why I believe that there'll never be another Phillip Rivers, man. He truly is one of a kind.
Yeah, here's the other part. He has a dubious distinction, of course, being top 10 quarterback in passing yards and touchdowns, not to make the Super Bowl. He's the only one. And that speaks volumes about him not being in the Hall of Fame. You could pile up numbers. Numbers don't always tell you the story. Matthew Stafford, if you just go by numbers, Shawne, should Matthew Stafford be in the Hall of Fame? His numbers, he got Hall of Fame numbers.
He didn't win.
No, I'm asking Shawne.
He didn't win. Chris, that's what I was about to say. He didn't win. And so now, this is what I see all the time, right? So when somebody's making a point and they want to bring up stats and statistics, they'll tell you, this because of this, right? So now we got stats and statistics, and now people tell you don't listen to them and don't believe them. So which one is it? I'm just trying to figure out, are we going by the numbers or are we not going by the numbers? Because if we're going by the numbers, he's a shoo-in in the Hall of Fame.
He just doesn't stack up with the other guys who were there, and that's the way I look at it. I don't vote for pro football. I vote for baseball, and personality is never. I voted for Barry Bonds for 9 years, and he got one more left. And Barry Bonds was terrible to the media. He didn't like the media. People didn't like him. That guy won 7 MVPs, and guess who voted for him, Shawne? The writers, because he was a great player. You can't deny that. Phillip Rivers was a very good player. If I was in that room, I would stand up, do the funky chicken, whatever I could do to delay the vote to stop them from putting Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
I get it, and I understand why you're saying that. But at the end of the day, when you stack up, you talk about top 5 or top 10 across multiple categories, and you want to talk about the numbers, you're going to have a hard time justifying why Phillip is not in there. You can say rings, okay, but other people who didn't win rings. So if you start talking about the numbers, so that same funky chicken you're doing in there, you're going to have to take a seat because that top 5 or top 7 numbers, he's going to fall right in that category. So now you're going to have to explain why he's not in there.
There it is, the definitive answer from Shawne Lights
Shawne,
Out
I still
Merriman.
like you. I just disagree with you to the high heavens.
I get it, man. Look, I fight with people. I'm gonna fight all the way to the day when he get voted in, and I just know it's gonna happen. Whether it's the first ballot or not, he's definitely gonna get in.
All right,
Yeah,
and when he doesn't, we'll have a conversation. We'll have you back on.
Shawne, always great to have you,
buddy.
brother.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for the
Appreciate it
spirited
anytime.
debate, my man. Thank you.